All right, today we are diving into a classic American folktale, the story of Rip Van Winkle. This is a story about a man who, well, takes a nap and sleeps right through a revolution. It's an amazing story about time, change, and the real danger of falling asleep on your own life. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if you fell asleep and woke up 20 years from now? Everything you know, everyone you love, the whole country you live in, it's all completely transformed while you were just, dreaming. Well, that is exactly what happens to our hero.
So, first things first, let's meet the man himself, Rip Van Winkle. He lives in this quiet little village near the Catskill Mountains, way back before the United States was even a thing. He's a simple guy, super good-natured, but he has one very, very big problem. And here's the thing about Rip. He's a total paradox. On the one hand, everybody loves this guy. He tells the best stories, the village kids follow him around like he's a celebrity, and he'll drop everything to help a neighbor. But on the other hand, when it comes to his own work, his own farm, his own house, nope, hates it. His farm is a total disaster, his house is falling down, and he will do anything to avoid his actual responsibilities.
So, as you can probably guess, this did not sit well at home. His wife was constantly, and I mean constantly, on his case about his laziness. Her nagging basically became the soundtrack of his life. And it's this, right here, that pushes him out the door and kicks off this whole crazy story.
So, to get away from all the yelling and, let's be honest, his responsibilities, Rip does what he always does. He runs for the hills. Literally. One day, he takes his dog, Wolf, and just wanders high up into the Catskill Mountains, looking for a little peace and quiet. But he finds something totally different instead. Okay, so picture this. The sun's going down, and suddenly he hears someone calling his name. He looks around and sees this really peculiar sight, a short, stocky dude in old-timey Dutch clothes, and he's struggling to carry this huge barrel. Now Rip, being the helpful guy he is, goes over and offers a hand. The stranger doesn't say a word, just leads him to this hidden spot in the mountains, where there's a whole crew of these strange, silent men, all dressed the same, playing a game of 9-pins. That's like old-school bowling.
And the vibe is just eerie. It's completely silent except for the crash of the bowling balls, which rolls through the mountains and sounds just like a thunderstorm off in the distance. You can just feel that there's some kind of magic happening here, and Rip is totally mesmerized. So these mysterious men offer Rip a drink from that barrel he helped carry. He's thirsty, right? So he takes a sip, and it is delicious. So he has another, and then another. Pretty soon the world starts to spin, his eyes get heavy, and he just passes out right there on the mountain. And this is where everything changes. Rip wakes up, the sun's shining, he feels like he just took a quick nap. But he is about to find out that a lot more than just one night has gone by. The clues that something is seriously wrong start piling up fast. First, he touches his chin and feels a beard that's grown a foot long. Then he looks for his gun. It's just a rusted piece of junk. And worst of all, his loyal dog, Wolf, is completely gone. Totally confused, he makes his way back to his village. But it's not his village anymore. It's bigger, noisier. There are new buildings, strange faces everywhere. People are wearing different clothes. Nobody knows who he is, and he doesn't recognize anyone. He's become a complete stranger in his own home. This really puts the massive scale of the change into perspective. Think about it. When Rip fell asleep, he was a subject of King George III of England. While he was out cold, the entire American Revolution was fought and won. He went to sleep a colonist and woke up a citizen of a brand new country with a new leader named George Washington. He literally slept through the birth of the United States. So the big question is, how long was he gone? The answer is just staggering. Rip Van Winkle had been asleep for 20 years. Yeah, he slept through the entire war for independence, the creation of a new nation, the total transformation of his world. The politics, the culture, the way people thought about themselves, it had all shifted from a monarchy to a democracy, all while he was dreaming in the mountains. So what happens to him? Well, eventually, a young woman recognizes the old man from stories her father used to tell. Turns out, it's his daughter, and she's all grown up with a child of her own. She takes him in, and he finds out his old friends are gone, and his nagging wife passed away years ago. In a really strange twist, his long sleep finally got him away from her scolding. Okay, so it's a fantastic story, right? But beyond all the magic and mystery, what's it really about? What are we supposed to take away from Rip's unbelievably long nap? It really boils down to two huge lessons. First, the world is always changing, whether you're paying attention or not. If you're asleep, you're going to get left behind. It's that simple. And second, running from your problems never works. They don't just go away. They just get bigger and more complicated, like the weeds taking over Rip's farm.
And that kind of brings us to the final big question this story asks all of us. Rip's story is a wild cautionary tale, but it makes you think. In our own lives, our jobs, our relationships, the world around us, what important changes might we be sleeping through? What are we at risk of waking up to 20 years down the road and not even recognizing?